I don't remember any of it.
You don't remember?
For you, the day bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
Welcome to the Rated G for Gamers podcast, episode 176. Just a reminder before we start that you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Rated G for Gamers. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. We appreciate all the love. Also note, we are part of the Gaming Podcast Alliance. That's www.gamingpodcastalliance.com. Check out all the fine podcasts featured on there if you're looking for more gaming goodness. And one final note, we have a new giveaway for July. We are giving away one copy of Super Mario Maker 2 for the Switch. Head over to our Twitter for contest details and entry. I'm your host, Dave Bertino. This is my co-host, Dan, the podcaster formerly known as Classic Robinson.
What's going on, man?
Did you experience the power outage that happened in Manhattan this weekend?
I did not. You know why?
Why?
I was at the beach.
Well, there you go. See? You avoided all of that.
You know one thing you don't need while you're at the beach?
Power. You just need sunlight, baby. Sunlight and good weather.
I had solar power.
Uh-huh.
I had solar power.
Nice.
I was at the beach.
Right.
Come on, it was awesome. It was the sand was supremely hot.
Mm-hmm.
It was like walking on hot coals. I don't know why I made that comparison because I have no idea what walking on hot coals feels like. But
it probably feels pretty close. Yeah,
it feels pretty close.
I understand the hot sand reference. When I was at the beach on the 4th, sand was supremely hot. You got to run down to the water, dip your toes in for a little bit.
And the water was like ice cold.
Oh.
Water was ice cold.
Yeah. I mean, it can be. Once you get into like August, when like the sun's been able to like heat up the natural temperature of the water for a couple months, then you get like close to 70 degrees, and then it's just like, oh, it's heavy.
Now, you know what the interesting was? So, like, as you know, everybody else may not know, I'm from Far Rockaway.
Mm-hmm.
So, Far Rockaway.
Far Rockaway, Queens.
One of
New
the
York. 5 boroughs in New York for all of our international listeners.
It got hit by Sandy really hard back in 2012.
Yep.
So they redid everything. So the boardwalk is more like a cement walk.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's not
a little more sturdy.
It's not boards anymore.
Yeah. It's not wood planks. Uh-oh.
Yeah. It's like cement. Mm-hmm. And I grew up back in the day where you had the boardwalk and you can like the sand was like a 7-foot drop down.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now they brought the sand up. So it's you're not jumping down. It's right there.
Right. You just walk off, and there's no.
But the water, I don't know what they did, but the water seems so far away. So like
probably added more sand.
So walking to actual water, I was like, yo, my feet, it's like burning. I had to run.
Uh-huh.
I was like, I don't remember the water being so far away.
I'm gonna.
I had to run, and then I jumped into the water, and I felt I swear to God, I thought I saw steam.
I'm going to give you a little pro tip, Dan. I'm going to give you a little GMG pro tip.
I know, bring sandals.
Because I've been around. You read my mind. You read my mind.
I left it at home. Totally forgot about it.
Regular Professor X over here reading my mind. That's crazy.
Yep.
That's
Listen,
crazy.
man, MCU.
Know.
Professor X is a black man.
Wait, what? I mean, look.
I can play for. I'm bald.
I'm all for
diversity
in the comic series. Oh, I see. You're making a joke. That you could be Professor X.
I could
I mean, why not? They have like a female Thor now, don't they?
In the comics, yes.
Yes. Yeah. So there you go. Why not? Why not have a black Professor X?
Come on, listen. Just I can bring great ideas to the mutant MCU.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting, Dan. Speaking of the MCU and all that, I saw Spider-Man this weekend.
About time.
Which is part of the reason I brought up the power outage. So if anyone doesn't realize, the power went out for like 5 hours in part of Manhattan. Luckily, not the part I was in. I was over on the east side. The power went out on the west sid. So things were good.
You thought Mysterio came in?
I thought Mysterio came in and killed all the power.
Yeah.
It was just well, I don't want to ruin anything about. I was going to ruin a big plot point about the movie. It's a good thing I stopped myself. But I enjoyed it. I know that you were a little bit miffed about one particular thing. I do know the thing that you were kind of miffed about.
We're speaking in code right now.
Yeah, we're speaking in code right now. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. It still is pretty fresh. It's a good movie. I would say see it. I think you said to see it.
No, I said see it. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was just that one part I was a little confused on. You cleared that up. I was wrong.
Yeah. They mentioned it.
They did mention it.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
They mentioned it.
But it's still a bummer.
Yeah. So it was good. It's not as good as Homecoming. And I know you haven't seen Homecoming.
Still haven't seen Homecoming.
You got to see Homecoming.
I'm watching it backwards.
So, So I also, and I know we were talking before we got on the show. You're like, I've definitely come across this place before. There is a pinball place, pinball arcade, over on the east side of Manhattan, over in the 20s.
Kind of oxymoron, right? Pinball arcade.
Right? Yeah.
Not really. It's not an arcade. It's a pinball shop.
Sure, but I mean, like, it's, I don't know. It's a place where a bunch of machines are hooked up. It is solely a pinball shop. They just have pinball machines. They have a mix of modern and I guess kind of like older school, like 80s, 90s machines. I'd say, there's maybe about like 20 or 30 machines there, right?
Yeah, well, I haven't been there in a while, maybe like 2 years.
Right. Yeah, it was pretty solid.
Well,
it's
I don't know if you actually realized this when you were there, but you can buy the pinball machines.
No way.
If you look in the upper right-hand corner,
they all have prices.
They all have prices. It's like $2,000, $3,000, $1,200.
That's wild.
You can actually purchase the pinball machines.
Oh, if I only had room, Dan.
Or $2,000 just to spare on the pinball machine.
It's a good investment if you get one of the ones that's kind of popular.
But then you have to actually maintain it.
I mean, a little bit, sure.
A little bit. No, you just gotta have somebody come in and take a look.
It's not like a piano where you need to tune it up every month, but
it's not a piano. But I mean, it's worse than a piano. You have electronics in there.
I mean, sure. Especially
all the bulbs go out.
Especially if you get the ones with the LCD screens.
Or let's bring it full circle. The power goes out.
Oh yeah, right. Well, there you go. There you go. Yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to be buying one. I don't know if you're going to be buying one anytime soon.
I barely have enough room for the 3,000 games, let alone a pinball machine.
Right. But I thought.
You know what? If I want to get a pinball machine, I'll buy one on the Switch.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, right. You got to get the pinball effects too, and you can just download any damn table you want. You can get. I'm gonna say it's a safe wager that you could probably get all of these machines virtually on Pinball FX too.
Probably.
But, yeah. So, shout out to Modern Pinball NYC. If you're ever in New York City and you want a good pinball experience, they all seem pretty cool there. Prices are real reasonable.
Well, you pay. Well, you pay
flat fee
for it, and you come in and you can just stay the whole day and just play all their pinball machines.
And you can even leave and come back if you want. Like, it's just good for the day.
Yeah.
It's not like once you leave, you can't go back.
I think I went there for like my birthday, like a couple of years ago. I mean, it didn't have my birthday party there or anything.
You didn't have the little
let me clarify
cake and the hats and all that.
Let me clarify. No, I think
you didn't have that Rugrats party.
No. Someone took me out drinking, and then we went there.
Oh, nice.
Right.
Nice.
The best thing to do while you're playing pinball is
having a drink.
Having a drink right before.
Of course.
They should have a bar there. Well, I guess people have birthday kids. Like kids have birthday parties there, so maybe you don't want to have a bar there. It's for all ages. It's not just for adults.
Yeah. Then you got to get the bar license and all that. It's would be nice though. It would be nice.
Would be nice.
Yeah,
I can see that. But okay, so this is weird. It's a little weird. We always joke around about the Atari VCS, right? And we always want Centipede and 4K.
That's right. That's the ultimate gaming experience right there.
Is to get Centipede in 4K. But we forgot about Space Invaders. Don't you want Space Invaders in 4K?
I mean, if you're gonna have Centipede, you gotta have Space Invaders too. You might as well get them both.
Yeah. Well, not only can we get Space Invaders in 4K probably, whenever the Atari VCS actually comes out. Who knows when that's actually going to happen? But
yeah, TBD.
But we can get Space Invaders on the big screen. Oof. They're making a Space Invaders movie.
They are definitely making a Space Invaders movie.
Okay, That sounds dumb. I'm sorry. The Space Invaders.
Well, wait a minute. This could be really good, Dan. Could be really good. Alien Space Invaders, right? Aliens come down. They threaten the world, right? Probably the U.S. because it's going to be a Hollywood movie, right? So they'll probably attack the White House or New York or California.
They could attack Japan. Why do you...
I mean, they could, but again, it's a Hollywood movie. They're probably going to attack America because that's just how it goes. But think about it. It could be like the new Independence Day, no?
I think they already... Your premise, just working on your premise, I think they made like 1,000 other movies.
I mean, they did.
So we already had a Space
Well,
Invaders.
there is no plot to Space Invaders, and I think that's the problem, right? How do you like they're going on name recognition only. They have Space Invaders, the name, from an old school video game that's like 40 years old, and that's it. That's all they have.
So when this movie actually gets made, you know they're gonna have a reference to like Space Invaders. They're gonna have the guys fly up in the spaceship, and he's gonna commandeer a big spaceship. He's gonna fly up into the sky and into the atmosphere, into outer space, and you're gonna see just the little invaders going side by side. And he's gonna be shooting. He had 2 guns, but 1 gun is busted.
You know, Dan, you're probably not far off.
I know. I mean, he's just like remember the Doom with the Rock, and they had that sequence where it's first person, and he was just like shooting everything from around the corner.
When it's coming out of these monster closets. It's like, oh no.
So it's not to do. Listen, when I saw that in the movies, because I did see Doom in the movies, the whole movie sucked except for that part. I thought that part was awesome.
I had I'll do you one better. I had a friend of mine who proposed to his wife after seeing Doom at a sushi restaurant.
She said yes because that's weird.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did.
That's a little
because she's
weird.
awesome like that.
Why would she say yes after seeing Doom?
You know, I don't know. I mean, she's just that kind of lady. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see how this all shakes out. If it has anybody good attached to it, then maybe they can spin something good out of this. But the guy who's writing it is got no credits to his name. So
come on, he's doing a Mortal Kombat reboot.
He is, yeah. He's the writer for the Mortal Kombat reboot. But he doesn't have any credits, and we don't know what the Mortal Kombat reboot is going to be.
He's probably done some indie stuff.
I don't know. I looked it up on IMDb. His credits are thin. He is brand new.
Everybody starts from somewhere, my friend.
Yeah, I agree.
Who's your favorite director? Quentin Tarantino? At some point, he was working at Blockbuster. He was working at Blockbuster.
His first movie was Reservoir Dogs, and Reservoir Dogs is not a bad movie by any means.
Oh no, I love Reservoir Dogs.
He came out the gate hot.
Yeah,
and he got a bunch of people involved. So that's a bad example.
No, it's not. When he was working at Reservoir Dogs came out, right? He was working at Blockbuster when he wrote the script or something like that.
I mean, maybe.
All right, he had no credits.
Well, yeah, but also nobody knew about the movie. It just came out and it became a cult classic. So
well, there you go.
This is
Space Invaders could become a cult classic. You never know. 10 years from now, we're gonna be like, oh, he made Space Invaders.
You're giving this guy a hell of a ton of credit.
I'm just saying, we don't know if he's. So he doesn't have a track record of doing like these crazy, stupid, sucky movies, so we don't know.
He is untested. Sure.
There we go.
Sure. So you're gonna go and get a ticket and see this day one, right? Opening day.
We are. If we're gonna go see Sonic, we might as well see Space Invaders.
Sonic is gonna be great. I'm sorry. There's gonna be redeeming qualities.
Listen,
about Sonic.
I gotta give everybody a blue hat. Make Sonic great again.
Oh boy.
So Dave,
you
getting any good pickups this weekend?
Oh, Dan. I'm glad you asked.
You got way more pickups than me this week.
It's not a competition.
It's not a competition, but usually on average, to be fair,
you definitely come with the big hauls.
I come with the big hauls.
So you know what? Dave's got to step up and take the number one spot right now. I got a large amount of pickups, and I will go through them in order very, very quickly. I got NHL hockey for the PC. It's the EA Gold Box Classic. This is NHL 94. They re-released in these little EA Gold boxes. Found that for like $2 at Goodwill, which is fantastic. Medieval 2 Total War for PC. Produced by Sega, speaking of Sonic.
That came out? Wait, Medieval?
Medieval...
Not Medieval. Not Medieval.
Yeah, different Medieval.
Right.
Medieval Total War. It's a real-time strategy. They made a bunch. They made like some Roman ones. They made some medieval ones, some Shogun ones, Japanese, and all that. They're very good games. I got them at a good price. Tennis Master Series for the Xbox. NCAA Football 2005 for the GameCube, Madden 06 for the GameCube, NFL 2K3 for the GameCube, NHL 2015 for the PS4, Ace Combat 6 for the 360, and NBA 2K12 for the 360.
That's a good game. That's a good game.
Yeah,
that's a good game. Yeah.
I got the Bourne Ultimatum for that's also Xbox
For PC.
360.
No, that is PC.
I wrote that down wrong.
Okay.
NHL 08 for the Xbox 360, NHL 2K7 for the Xbox 360, and Dance Dance Revolution for the Wii.
A must-have for for everybody's collection.
That's right. And there's a couple more. Legends of the World for PC, which is like some sort of like cut rate real-time strategy, but I got it for like 50 cents, so you got to get it. We got Icewind Dale for the PC, which I thought was complete in box. No box. But it had everything, including the strategy guide, so I ain't that mad. Battlefield 3 for the PC. And my first Mac game. I know you're happy about this.
Yes.
I got the Sims 2 Pets expansion.
Complete?
Complete.
Nice.
With box.
Well, you won over me because I don't have any Mac games.
Surprisingly.
I don't have any.
Man who loves Apple.
I don't have any Mac games.
You have more PC games than Mac. It's crazy.
I have more PC games than I would like to have.
Well, you know, Dan, I will take them off your hands.
No, I paid. Listen. The 50 cents I paid for each of them. Okay, that was hard work right there. All right, that's my money right there.
All right,
I'm gonna keep that.
Still, we'll take them off your hands.
I got like
them for you, 50
I got
cents a pop.
I got no. It's inflation. 50 cents when I bought them. It's $1.25 now.
All right, fine. $1.25. Let's make it happen.
So I only got 2 pickups this week. I got Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures 2 for the Wii U. That actually went up in price, which was a little weird because
Surprised?
It came out towards the end of the push, not the end of they came towards the end of the push, the Wii U push, right?
Oh, the console life cycle. Yeah.
Well, not really it still lasted for like a year with nothing until Breath of the Wild came out, and that was like it.
Oh, right.
But they
were still trying to hey, the Wii U, we have stuff.
But once they announced like the Switch, the push for the Wii U was done.
Yeah.
Right, and they announced the Switch like in October. Mm-hmm. All right. So
no, it was real late. It was like December of that year.
No, I think it was October.
No. It was real late.
No.
It was late.
No. They announced it in October, and we got to see Jill or Kate or whatever her name is in January when we got the actual reveal chair. We actually got like the full specs and everything.
Maybe I just remember it being real late in the year, and I'm like, they need to announce something because like it's getting real close to the end of the year.
We can look that up, but I think
No, you may be right. You may be right then.
Because I think everyone was like. I remember everyone was like, wow, we got, I think it was Super Mario Paint for the Wii U. That was it?
Super Mario Paint? No, there was no Paint for the Wii U.
Super Mario Paper Mario.
Oh,
Paper Mario.
Super Paper Mario.
Super Mario Paper Mario. And that was it, right? And I think that was it, if I'm not mistaken. We had nothing else. Right.
Well, they were just gearing up for the.
And then we heard about the Switch, and it was like coming out in January. Like we'll get like more reveal in January. We had the first commercial in October. Right. And then we got the reveal in January. Right. And it was like, all right, for this holiday season, you got Super Paper Mario and nothing.
Yep. That was it.
You got to wait for the Switch in January.
Yep.
So I got that, and I made this mistake. I thought Mega Man 7 was an NES game. You corrected me. That was the first game. That was the first Mega Man game on the SNES.
That's right. Well, that's also not true because Mega Man X came out before 7.
Well, the mainline series, not the X series,
not the X series,
Right. Yes. Right. Yeah. I'm separating them in my head. I wanted to pick up Mega Man 7 because that was one of the only Mega Mans I don't have. I have 1 through 6 for the NES.
I'm assuming you have 8.
I have 8 for the PlayStation.
That's right.
Because it came out on PlayStation. I think I have everything except for 10 because 10 was digital only.
Yes. 9 got a physical at some point in time, special edition, limited release from Capcom itself, I think. Pretty sure it came in a Nintendo case.
Gotcha. But I didn't have 7, so I did the next best thing, what any good collector would do. Yeah. Get the Japanese version. So I got
because it's hella expensive.
It's hella expensive.
The North American release.
So I just got Rockman 7 for the Super Famicom.
Nice. Good deal.
I'm super happy about that because I
See, quality pickups, Dan, right? It's not about the quantity of the pickups. It's the quality of the pickups that's important.
I only have maybe 15 Super Famicom games.
Okay.
And I
was
love
going to say 15 quality games, and I was
No.
going to go,
Out of 3,000, no, way more than 15.
I would hope
No.
there's more than 15.
So I'm super happy about this. It goes great with my, now I can start my Rockman X collection.
There you go.
That's what I want to do. 'Cause
Right.
Some of those Rockman X, some of those Mega Man X games are expensive, hella expensive.
I'm pretty sure I have...
I have some. I
definitely
have some. I don't have
definitely
all.
have X. I think I may have X2 as well. Possibly X3. I got to take a look.
I have to take a look myself.
Yeah.
So Dave,
Mm-hmm.
as we always try to start the show but epically fail,
Uh-huh.
what have you been playing?
It's my favorite part of the show, Dan. Because me and you, I think, are muy simpatico with the games that we have been playing. Spoiler alert, I picked up Super Mario Maker 2, which I talked about, I think, on the last show. It came in.
No, you bought it,
Yes.
but you didn't get it yet.
Exactly,
You were waiting for,
exactly,
you're waiting
exactly.
for 2 days.
2 years, yeah.
2 years out.
I ordered it with Amazon Future. I knew the game was coming out even before the first one came out. So I have it. It is fantastic. Obviously, you've been spending some time with it. I've been making some levels.
You made a
Making
lot.
You're making a level.
Oh, I still haven't made a level. Still haven't made a level.
I have to send you my level code so we can so I can get your opinion on it.
Over 2 million levels have been uploaded.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
That's insane. That's insane. Love the community. Everyone. It's amazing the different things you can do in Mario Maker 2, right? I don't even think Nintendo realizes the things you can do in Mario Maker 2. And the fans make these crazy levels. There's so much more than the first one.
Did you try to help rebuild Peach's castle?
I'm 30%, I think, through it.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so I'm still getting there. Which is nice, the story mode. It's small, but it's cool.
And you can still play right after you build a castle. You could build a little monument.
Oh,
and
no way.
stuff. So you can still build stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's $1,000 points per
monument.
per monument.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so it's not cheap.
Yeah.
So what I did was the strategy was I did all the easy levels, and I saved the hard levels for when I needed to.
Right.
But
right.
Come to find out, some of those levels that are 5-star, that seem hard,
aren't that tough?
some of them aren't that tough. Some of those I got done in one try.
Nice.
So
Nice. So also, because I saw that you downloaded it and you started playing it, so I was like, I need to try this game out too. The Dr. Mario World for the handhelds for the mobile, right? So I got it on Android.
How do you like it? I've been playing it on a train.
It's weird.
It is a little weird because it's not going down like Tetris; it's going up.
Yeah, and I knew that was going to be the mechanic. So you go from the ground up with your things, and you can move pieces before they've hit the quote-unquote ground, or before they come in contact with something solid.
With the germ.
Right, or any piece
The
of the
brick
level.
or shell, yeah.
Right. So you can't pull them. You can move it side to side basically, and you can push it further towards the end, but you can't pull it back, which is weird, right?
No, because if it was upside down, you can't push it up.
No, I know, but it's still weird that you can kind of move it around, because you couldn't do that in the original, right? As soon as you put the piece down, that's it. But if you get a chain combo, and then there's a loose piece that's falling, you can move that piece around.
Oh yeah,
afterwards.
that's right.
Yeah.
No, that's the part you can't do. You can move it around.
No.
In the original Dr. Mario,
You can move
left
the
from
one
right.
piece around.
Yeah, you can move the one piece around, but once it hits, and you get a combo, you can't move that little piece. But now
Right.
you can.
Now you can do that on
Yeah.
top of that. So that's a little weird. And there's obviously all the microtransactions in there. That's a thing.
It hasn't affected me. I play.
But
I play 4 or 5 worlds at a time, and then I'm out.
well, because it's you get the unlimited grace period. It's still a point where you can just keep continuing, I think, but it's
I think I've lost maybe twice.
sure. Yeah, and I'm doing pretty good too, but I don't think it's going to be as bad as a Candy Crush, but it could totally get to that point where you get to these really tough levels and then you got to buy all this extra bonus equipment to help you through the level. That I'm not about, but it's
my train ride isn't that long. My train ride is not that long.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
good.
yeah. So I mean, it's okay so far. I'm kind of like digging it, and it's its own thing, right?
It is its own thing.
It's not like Konami saying, "Hey, we're gonna make a Castlevania game, but it's only gonna be on mobile," right? They're like, "We're gonna make a Dr. Mario game specifically for mobile, but also we're gonna put out Tetris games and Mario games and whatever else for our like consoles as well." So it's like two separate divisions. So
I've been playing the same as you.
Mm-hmm.
With the exception of, I've been really getting into Steam World Dig 2 for the Switch.
Nice.
Metroidvania style game where you're like digging. It's fun because like you gotta like you're digging and you can dig the rock too. Like you can like chip away at rock. It takes a little bit longer. You gotta like hit it like maybe 3 or 4 more times to get away to the rock.
Sure.
And your light goes out, and you can keep digging in the dark. You don't know where you're going, or you have to go back up and
recharge the battery.
Get more for your lantern.
Sure.
So you definitely have to dig out the rock that has like gems and stuff, so you can get some currency, and then go all the way back up.
And then you buy new equipment and all that.
And then you can buy like new, more fuel for your lantern, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
And in some areas, when you go down, they have like fast travel. It's like, oh, thank God! So I don't have to like climb all the way up.
Yeah.
So you can just hit the fast travel, go there, buy it, and come back.
Nice.
So I'm really digging it.
Nice.
It's a game where if I had to say it was a hidden gem, maybe, because I know
you can say it's a hidden gem, Dan.
I could say it's a hidden gem.
It's not Mario Odyssey, right? A lot of people don't know about this game.
A lot of people don't know about this game.
And I know when we had Matt from In Your Element on, and he was kind of going on about the Steam World series, and he was playing I think the latest one, which was more of like a card game thing, but
yes,
he was saying a lot of good things about it, and I was like, oh yeah.
Steam World Heist. It's like more like a Steam World Heist on the 3DS is like a grid base type game.
So it's like a top-down tactical, I think.
No, I think it's. I haven't played it. I haven't. But like all the SteamWorld games, except for SteamWorld Dig 1 and 2, obviously, are like different style of games. They're not the same.
But it's in that same SteamWorld.
It's in that same world. Yeah, and if you're a collector, it only you have SteamWorld Dig 2. You have the physical you get it for any system, but I have it for the Switch, and then SteamWorld Dig 1 with SteamWorld Dig Heist, if I'm not mistaken, you can get the combo pack. I think it came out for the Wii. I have it for the Wii U. I don't know if it came out for any other systems.
I'm pretty sure it came out for the 3DS.
Yeah, no, the combo. Well, SteamWorld Dig 1 is what I'm trying to say. Like physical edition. It's a combo pack with SteamWorld Dig Heist
for the Wii U.
Yeah, for the Wii U. I don't think it came out on any other system. I could be wrong about that. I've only seen it.
I think you're right. Yeah,
for the Wii U.
I'm pretty sure it was like a Nintendo specific game.
I only seen it for the Wii U. So, I had to pick that up.
Of course.
But I've had that for a while. So, all right. I'm bringing this back. Gamer grief, baby. I have a huge gamer grief.
Preach, Dan. Preach.
Okay, so we bring this segment back every now and then when something really, really, really burns my fire.
Burns your fire? I don't think I've ever heard anybody say... burns my fire.
Listen, we make.
I just wanna throw that out.
We make up words. Breast of the Wild, Dave.
What are you talking about? A, you said that.
I did not say
and
that.
B, that
you go back
those
to the
are
tape.
already pre-existing words.
Breast of the Wild burns my fire.
Burns my fire. Dan makes up things on the fly. Robinson over here.
All right, at least they make sense.
So what?
You get the point.
So what burns your fire, Dan? Go ahead. I'm a little curious.
All right. I love the Batman Arkham Knight. I love the Batman Arkham series. Okay. Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Knight. All right. We're not.
What about Arkham Origin? Huh?
That was, you know what? That was good too. If you get the Wii U version, get the armored edition.
We mentioned it because it's the only game not made by Rocksteady. Warner Brothers made it for some reason.
And Blackgate too, right?
Blackgate was the 3DS and PSP version or PSV version.
PSV version. Yeah. I bought the Arkham collection. I bought it, and I got it for the Xbox One. It's just Arkham Asylum or Arkham City.
Yep.
And first two remastered. And I beat Arkham Asylum. right? I said it on the show. I was like, I beat it finally, right? On the Xbox One. Now they're releasing a new Batman Arkham collection with all 3 games, including Arkham Knight.
Yep.
Why didn't they just do this from the get-go? Now I got to buy this thing all over again. And here's my dilemma. I have Arkham Knight for the PS4. If I would have known this, I would have bought the Arkham collection, would have just had the first 2 for the PS4, so I could have all 3 on the PS4, and then I would have bought this on the Xbox One. But I bought the Arkham Knight collection, the original, just 2 of them, for the Xbox One. Dilemma.
Wait. So you're upset because you made the incorrect choices.
No,
not because
I'm upset.
Not because Rocksteady's trying to double dip.
I'm upset.
And put out another collection.
I was upset when I bought the first one because I said this is stupid. Why don't you just put all 3? Arkham Knight's not that. It's not that. It's not old enough.
Of a game at the time.
It's old enough to be part of the trilogy.
Yeah. Somebody said no. Somebody said, people are still buying it.
No. Someone said no. No, this is what they said. Someone said no. They said they're going to be suckers like Dan and Dave. They're going to buy it next year.
I'm not a sucker. I haven't bought it at all yet. I can get this brand new collection on any system I want and be okay.
Well, screw you. Screw you. All right. Screw you. All right. So I'm really like, it burns my fire.
I understand.
I just want to keep saying it. It burns my fire.
It burns your fire. It's fine. It's fine.
Because this is crazy.
We all understand what you mean now. It burns your fire.
Just put out the collection from the get go. Oh wait,
right.
Oh just wait.
Right.
I'm pissed off.
Nah.
Now that they know that the systems are on the way out.
See, but they got your money twice now.
They're gonna get my money twice.
They won.
They are.
They made the right move.
You know what? I'm protesting.
From a business standpoint, they made the right move.
I'm protesting. I'm gonna wait till this goes on sale for $20.
You could just get Arkham Knight for what? For Xbox or whatever.
No, I want the collection. I want all 3 because it has all the DLC.
I see. Right. So even if you got it at like $5-10 or whatever, you'd still have to pay $15-20 at least for like the DLC.
I could get the Game of the Year edition, which would probably be the same price.
Or you could just get the Game of the Year edition, which would have everything in it, and you could probably get that for $20 or less.
Yeah, this is probably not going to be full price. Well, maybe, you know what? I take that back. Knowing them, it's going to be full price, yes.
Because it's got 3 full games.
Yeah, I'll wait till it's $20.
Yeah, okay.
Before GameStop goes out of business, I'll wait till they have it for $20.
It's coming.
So, why don't we take a break here? And when we come back, we'll get into the top gaming news of last week. And we're back. All right, let's get into the top gaming news of last week. Is there any other news? I mean, this is the news of last week, that the bomb that dropped on us.
I know.
That should have dropped on us at E3, by the way.
They're making Just Dance 2021. It has been confirmed.
And it's coming out for the Wii.
It's the biggest news, yes.
It's coming out for the Wii.
Going to buy it. That's the news. That's what we're talking about.
And I will buy it for $60 because hopefully it will be the last game made for the Wii. They're going to make Wii games.
Say that every year, you know.
They're going to make Wii games until 2025, I tell you.
At least, as long as the Wii machines stay intact.
But no, you know what? It's still Nintendo, no matter what. The news is we got the light switch. Oh no, we got the Nintendo Switch Lite. You were almost right. You were almost right.
You were right there, Nintendo. Why? You just had to flip the words around. Why not just call it the light switch? They said Switch Lite.
But you know what this means, right? Mm-hmm. We're gonna get the Prime Xbox.
The Prime Xbox. Well, that's just weird. I certainly hope not.
The PS5 versus the Prime Xbox.
Right. So, it was speculated for a while. We've been talking about it forever. The Pro model, the Lite model. The Lite model was here. I think we were right about all of the predictions, right?
Some of the leaks, that aqua blue shell leak seems to be true, right? Yep. But the difference is it was inverted. So everything that was on the right side of the picture really is on the left side.
It was just flipped horizontally, for like whatever reason. So that's kind of interesting. We mentioned that the cut down on cost, the Joy-Cons probably won't be removable. That is the case here.
Listen, this is a Vita. Okay, this is an overgrown Vita.
Yeah, I mean, they had to do all of this. There's no dock with it. That cuts down cost. It's $100 cheaper than the regular Switch, right?
The screen is smaller, slightly smaller.
Yeah, I think it's like
6.1.
6.1.
6.2 versus 5.5.
Right.
Yes.
So it's it's a little bit smaller, which makes sense with the Lite moniker. They like took out the HD Rumble. They took out the IR support, which I don't think anybody really cares about.
Well, I mean, if you have a Nintendo Labo, which this isn't compatible with.
It is incompatible with the
because
Labo.
it doesn't have IR.
Right, which like kind of sucks if you ever wanted to experiment with it, but that's what the $300 regular version is all about.
But you could still pair other Joy-Cons, and I'm guessing maybe a Switch controller with it. It doesn't have a kickstand, so you need something to prop it up with.
Right.
And Hori does sell Nintendo stands where you can just prop it up.
Mm-hmm.
Here's an interesting. It still wouldn't work with Labo because even if you paired a Nintendo Joy-Con with it with the IR sensor, the machine, the light itself doesn't fit in the configuration of the box.
Right.
So it's just not compatible unless it's cardboard. You cut a hole for.
You could maybe
maybe modify it a little bit, maybe.
Possibly.
So maybe it does work with Labo. You never know.
Right. So out of the box, it doesn't work with a lot of things, but you can still play any game single player, I think.
So it does have the port at the bottom of the Switch Lite that the regular Switch has.
Right. It has the standard USB-C port, which is used for charging mostly, but also used for docking. Different
Chipset, which is sort of. Its forte is for battery life and not performance, which like the Switch Prime, the main Switch, whatever we're going to call Switch Central.
Sure, Switch Central. Sure.
Has a different chipset, so it's based on performance for when it's docked and you're using it in docked mode, which I primarily use it in dock mode. This one has a different chipset to work on battery life, which is not that great. I mean, the battery life on the Switch Prime is 2.5 to 6.5 hours compared to 3 to 7 hours. So it's just a half an hour more.
You get a little bit of a bump.
Just a half an hour more.
Right. At a cost of not being able to have it docked or be in 1080p mode and all that. So that's just not an option in this case.
No. So I'm sure somebody will make a third-party dock where you can do it.
Would probably still be in 720 mode and not bumped up to 1080, but I think that'd be fine. I think it would work.
And then it'll brick your Switch Lite.
Well, I certainly hope not. Have they not fixed all those issues yet?
I don't think so. I don't
Yeah.
think so. People who brick their Switch, they have a brick.
Yeah, don't buy third-party charging docks in home docks. Buy the official Nintendo dock. Shell out the money. You won't have any issues with it.
I have two.
Yeah.
Well, in fairness, I only have the second one because I bought it at Toys R Us for like $30
Got it at
cheaper.
a good price. There you go.
Yeah, it's still because that dock is expensive. Dock's like
It's
$80.
Yeah.
I paid like $50, which is still expensive.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's where a lot of the cost is coming from. That and the non-detachable Joy-Cons for obvious reasons.
So there is no HD Rumble.
Nope.
All right. So I'm trying to think what games. Well, 1-2 Switch, you need the HD Rumble, right?
Yes, for some of the certain mini games you do.
So
And
that
the IR
you can't
stuff
play.
You need for the Labo, and I think that's about it. I don't know if the IR is used for anything else.
Wait, what about Mario Odyssey? We talked Mario Odyssey earlier. What about like certain moons? Don't you need the Rumble?
Nope.
No.
You should be able to play the whole entire game without using motion control. And it's the motion control thing that I think you're talking about to do like the hat twirls and all the other special stuff.
No. What about when you're fishing? Right, the fishing you need the HD Rumble because you feel it like grab onto the line.
Oh well, it has Rumble in there. I think it has regular Rumble.
No, it doesn't. I don't
Does it
think
have any Rumble.
I don't think it has Rumble.
Yeah, I don't know.
Then maybe like certain things you can't do, like fish in Mario Odyssey.
I don't know.
And there is, I mean, I haven't played Mario Odyssey in a while, but I could sworn there was like a moon attune where you had to like search like a metal detector type thing.
There may be like visual clues on top of the Rumble.
I think it really is just the Rumble. No, seriously.
Maybe.
Because that was like the selling point, right? Because Nintendo always wants to sell whatever the special features are.
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
they forced you to use the stupid gamepad in certain games on the Wii U.
Right.
They forced you to use the motion control on Skyward Sword with
Right.
the Wii, right?
Right.
So they force you to use Rumble, HD Rumble with the Joy-Cons. Because they have to make it like worth it.
Well, right. It's like we have this cool new feature, and like here it is, and it's like yeah.
Yeah, and they're gonna force us to use the VR Pip-Boy. In the next, remember, they want to make the next controller for the next system.
That's right.
They want to reinvent it. It's gonna be a VR Pip-Boy.
Oh boy.
It's gonna be a controller you put on your wrist and it's all motion.
Maybe. If anyone could do it, Nintendo could.
It comes out in 3 colors. Nintendo, the Switch Lite Switch, whichever way you want to. You will forever call. You know what? We will forever call it the Light Switch.
Of course.
We coined it.
Yeah.
Well, we were half right.
That's right. That's right.
It's not the Mini. Everyone called it the Mini.
No, it's the Light.
It's the Light. It's the Light. So 3 colors: yellow. Meh, not so happy about that. Teal, which was the rumored.
Teal's the best of the bunch, I think.
Well, teal was the rumored one that we saw
Yeah.
the shell. That would seem that was correct. And the best of the bunch is gray.
Oh,
I think.
No, I take the teal. Everything comes in gray.
Well, with the gray one.
The teal, man. It's a nice teal. It's a nice shade of blue.
Well, I don't like color. Apparently,
I know.
I don't see color, and I don't like color.
You like the villain of Rainbow Bright over here. You're all grays and monochrome.
I'm all grays. I don't like color, man. But they will have a special edition Nintendo Light Switch for the Pokemon
Yep.
Sword and Shield.
Yep.
Pierce Schneider, who I love, he's he runs IGN.
Yep.
And he's a huge Nintendo fan, and he's a huge Pokemon fan. He doesn't like the color scheme, but it sort of takes me back to like the Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of the Super Nintendo, just the color scheme because it has some purple in it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the American Super Nintendo,
Sure.
not the European or the Super Famicom.
Right. So the one that we had here was like gray with like pink and purple, a little bit of splash of color. I thought it was nice too. You know,
I thought it looked good.
Yeah.
I want to hold out for that one personally, but I may end up getting a gray one in September. Mm-hmm. But I think this is a great opportunity. Well, I think this is a great opportunity for Nintendo to put out more special editions, right? Because you have
Sure.
the Pokemon, you have the Sword and Shield Pokemon on the back of that special edition Pokemon Switch Lite that's coming out in November.
Right.
So I think we're going to get more special edition Switches this way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good thing. I will say this. I know a lot of people on the internet are kind of upset and making jokes, and they're like, this isn't the Switch. The whole thing about the Switch was you break off the Kit Kats, different modes to play and all that. I'm like, semantics. It's semantics. Who cares? They had to cut costs somehow.
Listen.
They had to cut costs somehow, so you have to make the Joy-Cons not be detachable. You have to remove HD Rumble. You have to remove the IR sensors and take out the dock.
You know what? You're doing
It
too
makes sense.
You're doing too much talking for people who aren't logical. This is what for everybody that's everyone who's pissed off that this isn't technically a Switch because it doesn't switch to the TV, but it's
Right.
called a Switch.
Right.
For people who are mad at that, people who are mad at the screen is only 5.5. For people who are mad at you can't detach the Joy-Cons.
Right.
Guess what you tell them?
Tell them you can buy the $300 Switch.
Buy a Switch.
Exactly. They're both there. You have
Buy
the more
Switch.
expensive one with the extra features and all like the good stuff. You buy that, right? And everybody has one of those already, right? Everybody who wanted the Switch has the Switch now, right? This obviously this like mini is not for you, right? Let the families on the budget. Let the kid saving up his paperboy allowance. Let the people on a budget have the Switch Lite, right? That's what I say.
Are you gonna buy one?
I may, because the rumble sensors on mine make a hell of a ton of noise.
While you're
They're a little busted.
while you're on the train, right? That's the whole reason why you're gonna do it.
What do you mean while I'm on the train? Oh, because the extra battery life.
The extra battery life and the rumble sensor probably makes so much noise while you're on
Oh
the train.
no! I can't hear it on the train. I hear it when I'm playing in bed.
Oh,
Because
gotcha.
I don't have the sound on, right? And it's like,
Gotcha.
like
Okay.
there's a chainsaw going off, and
Gotcha.
I start freaking out. So
That's because it's not just rumble; it's HD rumble.
I know. It's
high
enhanced.
definition rumble.
So yeah, I think, and there's also a little crack on my Switch too. like near the upper right hand corner. It was a tiny little crack there.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
You
I
told
think
me
I'm
that.
gonna get it.
Well, mine's turned into a boomerang, so I might as well just. Because I played dock mode primarily.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So mine's turned into a boomerang. So I want to get the gray one. I'm going to try and hold out for the Pokemon Sword and Shield
Special
one
edition?
because
I mean,
it looks cool.
You don't need to have it anytime soon. Why not wait?
Yeah, that gray one, man. I mean, in September it may be calling me.
All right. Well, I'm calling it now. This guy over here, my co-host, he's gonna have two. He's gonna get both eventually. I see it. I see it on his face. He's gonna get it.
I may have to.
Thank you. And that's why not?
Well, no,
Pokemon one looks badass.
You know what? No, because I still need to get a PS4 Slim.
Well, you have to do all this before the next generation consoles come out.
Yes.
So
actually, no. Actually, I don't. I could wait till the next generation consoles come out and get a PS4 Slim because they'll be super cheaper.
You can get them whenever, but then there's you got to get all the new controllers and all the new games and the new hookups and there's a lot of money that goes into.
You know what I won't be buying this year?
What's that?
A Switch Pro.
Dan, I'm just gonna go ahead and put this crown on your head and tilt it slightly to the side. Because that segue was on point.
Okay, thank you. Good segue. Yes. So, all the rumors were right. Mm-hmm. We got a Switch Mini, light Switch, or Nintendo Switch Lite.
Post E3.
Post E3, which doesn't make any sense. This would have been awesome to start the E3 direct with, right?
Right.
The Switch Lite, and then you end it with Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah, they'd be like, okay, Nintendo won E3. If they
hands down, they won already, but they would have won hands down.
Right, exactly.
Right? But the other side of this rumor was that we're going to get Switch Pro or an upgraded Switch.
Right, which is it's a pretty substantial rumor. It makes sense. If not now, then soon.
But Doug Bowser confirmed that there would be no other type of hardware iteration being released.
Sure.
This year.
Sure.
Or anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you know what? I think I called it. I don't know if you remember this like a month ago or maybe like 2 months ago when Nintendo said that they weren't going to talk about or releasing any Switch hardware at E3.
Mm-hmm.
They were right.
Yeah.
They didn't release it at E3. They released it a month later.
That's right.
I announced it a month later.
Yeah.
Right? So, of course, they were working on a Switch Pro, which I wouldn't be surprised if they have like a more enhanced version of the Switch, maybe better screen resolution.
Mm-hmm. Could be 1080 in portable mode.
Could be 1080.
It's going to have more RAM, newer CPU probably, everything to give you better visuals and better performance on the go to compete with, I think, next gen consoles, right?
And it's going to be $350.
And it's going to be $350.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. I mean, it'll probably be a bump up in price. $350, maybe even $400, depending on how much they bump it up. But
I would say they and it was going to come out. I think it's going to come out in 2020.
Yeah,
it's going to come out September 2020, before the next gen Prime Xbox,
the
PS5
Prime and the PS5.
Yeah, because that's probably going to come out in November of 2020.
Yeah.
So they want to get ahead of everybody and come out in September.
Right. If they could grab people's money before Xbox and PlayStation does, I think that's a solid move.
And it'll be $350.
All right.
The Switch Central will be $250, and the Switch Lite will be $150.
I don't know about all that.
Telling you, I called it. I was with you. Episode 176. I
was with you up until that point. Maybe like $279.99 for the OG one, because the new one wouldn't even be a year old at that point.
What do you mean?
The Switch Lite. If you're saying there's going to be a price drop,
it's going to come down to $150.
Yeah, it would.
And the 3DS will be.
Oh, actually, no. It would be a year old come like 2020 if it comes out. I mean, it's coming out real soon, right?
It's coming out. It's coming out in September.
Oh, so it would be 1 year old.
It would be 1 year.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe like 180. I couldn't see it going down to 150.
Okay, 180. Yeah, 180.
179.99. I could see. 150. I think is a little bit of a steep.
Well, they're already. That brings me to my next story. They're already sort of iterating or changing the Switch Central.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Switch Central.
No. I think it's fine. We got to call it something.
Yeah, call it something.
The OG Switch.
Well, technically, it's just the Switch, right?
Right.
It's just the Switch because that's the Switch Lite.
Right.
So this is just the Switch. So they already filed with the FCC to have a different chipset in the regular Switch. That's more based on mobility for the battery life. But here's where it gets a little dicey. I mean, we don't know the specifics, right? Because we don't have it in hand, so we can open it up.
Yeah.
We can see it, but if the whole reason why the Switch Lite doesn't dock in any form of capacity,
right,
to the TV because you have a chipset in there that's based on battery life, because this is more of a portable handhold only system, and the regular Switch chipset is based on performance because you can dock. Are they changing the chipset now in Switch Central, the regular Switch? It's based on, mobility. Is it the same chip that's going to be in the Switch Lite? Because if it is, then the Switch Lite, you might as well has the capability, and they should have just said it could dock, just not like you could dock a regular Switch. It's just it would be a cable, and you have to buy Joy-Cons.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very interesting question. We don't know. We will know soon enough when this new iteration comes out, because people are going to be cracking.
And it's not going to change. And it's not going to change anything. It's not going to be It's not going to be advertised, because it's not going to have any cosmetic changes. Which it's not going to be more powerful or anything like that. Yeah. Right. It's just going to be
a little bit of a bump in battery life, because they have these new chips. They can manufacture them pretty cheaply, I guess.
Yeah.
The chips I think are a little bit smaller. The process 10 nanometer. They're a little bit smaller in size. So, I guess Nintendo's thinking, like, why not? Like, now's the time to do that. We can do it pretty kind of low cost and get, an extra half an hour out of the battery life, maybe. I mean, I'll take it. It means we all got to buy a new Switch, but
no, I'm buying the Switch Lite.
Then that's it. Yeah.
I'm buying the Switch Lite and the Switch Pro.
This is technically a different iteration. If you look at the number on the back of the thing, it is going to be like, 002 or something instead of like 001.
Yeah, but we had this before. I'm sure other consoles we had this too, right?
Well, right. I mean, if you're the ultimate collector, Dan Robinson, you need to have every iteration of the system, right? You need to have the new Xboxes that have the 60 nanometer chip, which was a little bit better for overheating and whatnot.
I still want the Beta Machine Elite. Oh, I mean Xbox One Elite. That looks just like the Beta Machine. I mean the original Xbox One.
Yes. You mean the one that just came with the Elite controller, essentially?
No, it didn't come with an Elite controller. This is before the Elite controller.
Oh.
It had a bump in power.
Oh, I see.
It had a different chipset, and the chipset made it slightly more powerful to kill certain load times.
And this is all separate from the Xbox One X.
Yes, yeah. This came out like a year, if not even a year. Yeah, I think a year later.
Right. So there's technically 3 iterations. Well, there's 4, right? Because there's the Xbox.
We got the original Beta Machine.
Yeah.
You got the Beta Machine Elite.
Yeah.
You got the Xbox One S.
Right.
You got the Xbox One X, and you got the Xbox One SAD.
Yes. So there's 5.
5. Yes.
5 different. There's 5 following along.
There's 5 different Xbox.
I have 2. I have the Beta Machine and I have the One X. I'm good.
I have 3. I have the Beta Machine, the S, and the X.
Look, if I see these in the wild for a good price, yeah, I'm gonna snatch them up. But I'm not paying full retail.
Well, no one bought the Elite, so the Elite's expensive.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You're gonna have to buy that now.
You're not gonna see that popping up at the Goodwill anytime soon.
No. Well, even if you did, you wouldn't even know what it is. You wouldn't even know if it's Elite or not. It looks just like the Beta Machine. All right, back to the Switch. So now that the Switch Lite is out, is this the 3DS killer? Do you think this kills the 3DS? Because if you ask Doug Bowser, new Nintendo president of America, he says they will continue to support the 3DS, which, of course, why not? They have to continue to support the 3DS.
Yeah. Like digging into this a little bit further, Doug is saying that, hey, the Switch is doing real well. 3DS is doing real well. It's selling real well.
Switch is doing real well, too.
Well, both of them are. Yeah. I mean, why would we stop the 3DS anytime soon? So if the demand is there, they're going to still make machines. I don't think the demand is going to be there anymore. Like, sure, you can get a Nintendo 2DS that doesn't clamshell fold shut for like less than $100. Sure, it's ugly as sin. It's not very compact, but it's there.
I'm gonna tell you why it's not dead. Not dead yet. I'll tell you why. Are you ready? This holiday season will be the last hurrah for the 3DS. They will try. You know what? You know why? You know why this is the last hurrah right now? Not yet, but like this summer. I mean this fall. They said Dan needs some more special edition 3DSs or 2DSs. 2DSs. They haven't put out a special edition 3DS since the Metroid Samus Returns one, which I have.
Yeah, not the Pokemon one.
Pokemon was 2DS. It was 2DS.
Oh, right.
2DS.
Well, sure.
So they're gonna put out. They said, you know what? We're gonna put out a special edition 2DS because Dan wants one. So we're gonna put out at least one or two more.
Because there's those collectors that have money, right? The GMGs out there that have a lot of disposable income,
and we're gonna buy them. Okay, and that'll be the last hurrah because they're gonna squeeze every penny out of us this holiday season, and then that will be it. There'll be some digital releases.
Why one more go around though?
Because they know they can. They know they can.
I don't think that's gonna do as well. I don't think it's going to do as well as you think.
I don't know. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it will do well. I'm just saying. I mean, they still sell a crazy amount of 3DSs now. They still sell like 30 or 40,000 3DSs a month. But still, well, 3DS/2DS.
Right, but A, it's 8 years old, and B, we now have this new model at $200. Right, the new Switch,
which they can put out, which essentially will kill the 3DS when they have more special editions out, and the price will probably come down, and it'll probably come down in price $50 or $20 at some point. Like
the 3DS.
No, it's about the Lite. It's about the Lite.
Oh,
when the Lite, they can, now that they have the Lite, they can put out more special editions.
Yeah. With
the Lite than they can with the regular Switch. And then just wait till they put out those special editions, and they can bring the price down $20 next year.
Well, there you go.
2020.
Then that's definitely the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, well, that's 2020. I'm saying 2019, they're going to squeeze out just a little bit more from us and put out another They're going to have at least one more special edition 3DS this holiday season.
Doug Bowser and Nintendo obviously think that they can, because they're basically saying, no, we stand by the 3DS. You know, we're gonna continue to support the 3DS. I don't think Nintendo's going to be making any more games, but they do have there's a ton of Pokemon games, a ton of Mario games, there's a ton of Metroid games. There's great games for the system.
They're going to put out a 3DS eShop like massive sale, and they're going to put out at least one or two special edition 3DSs because 3DS still sells a crazy amount of money still now.
Well, that's because there's no affordably priced Switch, is what I'm saying.
Well, I know, and
that's going to change the landscape.
And the Switch is going to come out, but all of this has already been in the works. That's what I'm trying to like.
Well, sure,
like they have. I guarantee they have like a special edition 3DS that they're going to release, or a 2DX, a 2DS XL or whatever. You know not the clamshell one, the one that's more suited for kids,
right?
You know,
because that's under $100.
Yeah, they're gonna put that out during the holiday season.
Nintendo 2DS.
Yeah.
Just DS. The XL is the clamshell one.
Yeah.
And
then we're gonna buy that one too.
Of course.
I brought the Mario Maker one.
Yeah.
And I brought the Ocarina of Time one the year before that. So they got one more in. I'm telling you, they got one more in them coming out this holiday season.
All right, we'll see.
So Nintendo Switch Online. I know people trash it. I'm not saying I love it. I like it. It's a way for me to play old NES games.
It's still missing a lot of features, and they've added up some games to it, but I think it needs a little more. Well, there's nothing but regular Nintendo.
Well, you got Donkey Kong 3.
It's fantastic.
Where the guy is like shooting bug spray up.
It doesn't even have Mario in it. It's got Stanley.
Stan is shooting bug spray up on Donkey Kong's ass.
Yeah, it's definitely a good game,
but that's not what I want to talk about. This should be another Gamer Grief. I'm sorry. They've added the rewind feature to games.
Oh yeah. This is the feature they implemented in the Super Nintendo Classic. Basically, you can go back to the menu and hit a button and go back like upwards of like 30 seconds, maybe even a minute, basically records your progress as it's going, so you can kind of go back and forth like you're scrubbing a timeline.
They should have had this from day one. This is coming out like a year
I mean,
later.
they built it for the Super Nintendo thing, so they obviously...
Was it on NES too? NES
I
Classic?
don't think it was on the NES. I know the Super NES had it. I don't know if the NES one had the rewind. If it did, then it's all the more reason to just port it to the Nintendo Online.
They should have had this from day one.
Right.
Guaranteed.
Well, this goes into the lacking amount of features with the online service, right? There's no voice support across the board. There's no chat service.
With these games
not a lot of games.
With these games that are super hard, old school gamers, right? We should have the rewind feature. The Disney Afternoon Collection had it. Which still we need a physical edition.
No.
Talking to you, Capcom / Disney.
Wait, Disney Afternoon Physical for the PS4 came out.
No, it didn't. No, it's digital only. Disney Afternoon Collection, Chippendale Rescue Rangers 1 and 2, DuckTales 1 and 2. Did not have a physical edition.
All right, maybe you're right. You're right.
I have it for the Xbox One. It did not come out physical. We would have talked about it on the show. I would have bought it. I would have been the first in line to buy it. And if it did have a physical, it did not come out in America.
Yeah, all right. I may be wrong. So,
but regardless, they should have had this from day one. All right. Like, I mean, how hard was it to? Don't launch the online feature if you're not ready. Right? I think they rushed this to market.
I mean, it still is pretty feature light.
Well,
they put all the online gaming behind the Nintendo Online, right? So you need to have the online thing to play it. If you want to play Tetris 99, you got to have the online thing. If you want to play the classic games, you got to have the online thing. I mean, it is only $20, right? They're not charging you $60 right now. It's
$20 a year unless you have Amazon Prime, and it's like technically free, right?
They just kind of give it to you, which we both do, right? So why are we paying for the Switch Online service?
I'm not anymore. I linked it. I linked it together.
Nice. There you go.
So I don't ever have to worry about it until they change it and give it different tiers, which I'm going to be pissed.
Oh, you know what's going to happen.
That's going to happen. But you mentioned Tetris 99. Did you know Tetris 99 is actually getting a physical edition?
I did, Dan, and I am super hyped about this.
But that doesn't make any sense. Tetris 99 was exclusive to Nintendo if you had the online service. Now, is it still exclusive to the online service?
Well, I mean,
even with the physical edition?
If you want to play the online head-to-head mode, then yes. That will be behind the gate. The reason they're doing the physical is there's single-player modes. So there is like a marathon mode, and then I think you can also battle the CPU. That's an option. Those are paid DLC for $14.99, I think. So when you go in the Tetris 99, you get for free the online mode because you're paying for Nintendo Switch Online. So you're going to get all of that in this, right? So that's all available. So you don't need the online service to play that part. And I believe there's going to be some additional DLC coming out and whatnot, and that'll be included, I believe, with this. So we don't know what the price is.
But it's still coming out September 20th.
Yeah.
Right along Link's Awakening.
Yep. Yeah, it's coming out on the same day. I'm going to get both, man. I mean,
I'm going to get both, too.
I got all the Tetris shit.
I downloaded it. I haven't played it. Played it.
Oh, man. It's so good. It's tough. I still haven't taken the number one spot. I feel real bad.
But it's exclusive to the Switch.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even the physical.
This one. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Speaking of games that are hard, Cuphead. It's also out on the Switch. And just so you know, they've delayed the DLC to Cuphead until 2020 because of crunch. This is a big thing. Everyone's doing crunch, so everything's being delayed, right? Yep. Rightfully so. I mean, Animal Crossing was delayed because of crunch. They didn't want to have their developers doing crunch.
Good on Nintendo for doing that.
And I think the physical release is being delayed as well because, if I'm not mistaken, they wanted to release it on Nintendo Switch and then release the physical for the Xbox One and the Switch with the DLC. So I think that they haven't officially said it, or I haven't seen it. Maybe I've missed it, but this just means they've pushed the physical release back to 2020, which I'm going to get a PS4. I mean, not PS4, Xbox One. I'm going to get an Xbox One because everyone's going to get a Switch. Right. And this is an Xbox property.
You don't. Well, that's right. You don't play your Switch on the go.
I don't play my Switch on the go.
I am 100% getting the physical for the Switch because play it on the go.
But
you can get frustrated on the subway.
But have you played Cuphead? As a side note,
yes, and it is very tough.
It's very hard.
I haven't played much, but
I've beat a handful of bosses, and just a handful.
Well,
that's it.
You know, when you beat the game, you get a harder mode, which
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
a one-hit kill thing.
Yeah, I'm good.
Come on, Dan.
Yeah, I'm good.
Come on,
I'm
Dad.
good. Yeah, I'm good. But it looks like they're making a Netflix show centered around Cuphead
And Mugman. Don't forget Mugman, the sidekick.
Second player. Now, is it going to be in that same art style? Right?
Of course. Yeah, it's going to be the old school 1930s cartoons, right? With the really weird ass animation and the big eyes and all that, and every other damn cartoon has this weird like Mephisto devil in there because why not? And weird anthropomorphic animals. It's going to be great. I think it's going to be real good. I bet what they're going to do with this is it's going to be like the old school cartoons, to where every episode is going to be like its own thing, right? It'd be Cuphead and Mugman go to the farm, or Cuphead and Mugman join the circus, or whatever, right? And it'll be 22 minutes of whatever that story is, right? I don't think they're going to do a like overarching plot like a serial type thing.
That makes sense.
All right.
Yeah, I want to see how they do this. I mean, will they meet the devil and have to do stuff for the devil? Just like in a game, like, sell their souls.
You made that sound mildly dirty, Dan. They're going to beat the devil and do stuff with the devil. I don't know.
I didn't mean it that way.
No. Right. They're going to make another deal with the devil, and, there's not going to be a whole plot line. Because that was the plot line of the game, I think.
That's the plot line of the game.
Yeah.
They basically lost their souls.
Right.
Sold their souls to the devil.
Away.
Yeah.
Even though their parents said not to, don't go to the gambling casino because it's bad news. But I don't know. I could see them continuing on the story of that. For sure, I could see them going in their own discrete, like, little cartoon adventures. But it's good news all around. I'm glad it's coming to Netflix. So we'll be able to watch it easy enough.
All right. Speaking of Xbox games that are actually going to be delayed, let's talk about Psychonauts 2.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that Microsoft bought Double Fine Studios.
So Double Fine, that was a surprise acquisition, right? No one thought about that. No one could imagine that they would buy Double Fine. They're being delayed. All right, so Psychonauts 2 is going to be delayed until 2020 because this was supposed to come out in 2019. Maybe a holiday game, right? Something along those lines. I at least that's what I guessed earlier in the year.
Right.
Couldn't have guessed Xbox would buy them out. Again, crunch and making it work for the PS4. They need a little bit more time. So, take all the time you need. We waited this long for a sequel, right?
Right, exactly. The game came out, 2003 or 4 maybe? It's been like 15 years. So, yeah.
So I'm going to get this on the PS4 only because I played the VR, Psychonauts VR on the PS4.
The Rhombus of Ruin, that's right.
So I want to get the continuity. I want to play everything in Psychonauts on the PS4.
Yeah, trust in your boy Tim Schafer. He knows what he's doing. He's been in the biz for a while, and he shits out gold. I'm sorry. He does.
Wow.
He does. I'm sorry. Name me a game that Tim Schafer made that's bad.
He shits out gold and pisses silver?
Sure. Yeah. It's better than what did you end up saying before? I got a burning inside me or something, or
stop it!
I yearn to burn. What did you say?
That sounds so dirty. I yearn to burn.
I don't know what you said earlier, but it's something I've never heard before because nobody says it.
Yes, they do. I guarantee you, if you Google it, people say it. People say it. I got that from somewhere. I didn't make that up. Well, you know what burns my urine.
It's not what you said, but it was something pretty similar.
Is that? Well, I try not to have my urine burn, but let's talk about Microsoft. We stick with Microsoft. Talked about Cuphead being delayed, the DLC. We talked about Psychonauts 2 being delayed to 2020. Let's talk about the future of Microsoft. Nintendo. We talked about Nintendo wanting to create the next best controller for next generation. We talked about Stadia. Maybe the next generation is streaming. Who knows? Microsoft is trying to. They're preparing for everything, right? They got their hands in everything except for VR. From what we know.
Nothing
about VR.
They're making me lose my damn predictions challenge year after year because I'm like, this has to be the year for VR for Microsoft, and it never is.
Never is.
They talked about the HoloLens back in 2014, and they're like, wow, this was really cool, and then they're like, no, we're not going to do anything with it.
But since we have Project xCloud, where you can play on the go anywhere, right? Sort of like Stadia, but better. There were some patents filed that revealed sort of detachable Xbox Joy-Cons,
right.
which I'm going to coin
this.
now. I'm going to coin now as X-Cons.
X-Cons?
X-Cons.
Kind of like Joy-Cons, but for Xbox?
Yeah, it's not joyful. It's
X-Cons.
X-Cons.
I think you need to workshop that name a little bit. But,
all right, Light Switch and Xbox Prime. X-Cons.
Yeah, but they have some like diagrams here
where they're attached. It's like sort of. It essentially is like clunkier Joy-Cons.
It looks exactly like Joy-Cons. Yeah, it has like two little Xbox buttons at the top. That's for probably accessing the menus and overlays and all that in your account. It's got a stick and a D-pad on each side, pretty much.
But it connects to like your phone. Mm-hmm. So it's like a phone peripheral that works. Yeah, with Project xCloud, because no one likes the virtual controls. Virtual D-pad.
Oh no! If you do
phone,
any game that like requires a controller and you use the digital overlay, it's trash. It never works that well. Like you want to try playing a fighting game with like touch controls, like a digital joypad.
Nah, doesn't work.
Yeah. So this all kind of makes sense if Xbox is going to do streaming and all that, and you want some sort of like reliable, good controller. Like this seems like a pretty good thing. It looks like it would fit in your pocket. The little things kind of detach. They kind of come together to form like a basically
Voltron.
Like a mini. Well, Voltron, sure, yeah. like a mini Xbox controller.
The one at top is interesting because it's like two buttons and this one's a D-pad on the side, so it's not like the other versions on the bottom that look like real Joy-Cons with buttons, stick, and like a home button, which is an X button. But they're different, just to see where they're thinking, right? The way they're thinking sort of brings us to what we could possibly see in the future. I don't think Stadia is going to be sustainable. I think Google will give up on it after 3 years.
Well, I mean, it's not a bad prediction, Dan, because they give up on everything. So,
but
I'm kind of there with you. I'm a little bit worried.
But Project xCloud and PlayStation Now, I think will get more defined.
Oh yeah, this is a major tentpole in Microsoft's what's the word I'm looking for? Strategy, I guess, right? They have Windows and their PC initiative. They're bringing PC and console together, right, via these, the Game Pass thing, and now like the streaming with the xCloud and all that. Like they're going hard on this. So, I mean, I kind of can't wait to see what they do with this and how, the final product shows.
So, let's end with this. We talked about the TurboGrafx 16 Mini, which I thought the TurboGrafx. I never had one as a kid. I wanted one as a kid. I saw the commercials.
A friend of mine, Mike Gomes, way back in the day, he had one because he won a contest in the paper, and he got the TurboGrafx 16, and I was like, oh, this is the coolest. So I was like all about this thing. So I got to play like Military Madness. I got to play TV Sports Hockey. He had like all the games for it, right? Now, I mean, he also got the Super Nintendo. He also had a Nintendo and all that. But like he was like first on the block with the TurboGrafx. So I was like, this is awesome.
So they coming out the Mini. They got 50 games coming out.
Yeah. It's like half of the library.
No, right? Stop it. It's more than 100
No, I'm actually not joking. How many games did they put out for this thing? Like 100, 150?
It had to be more than 100.
I don't know. It didn't last that long. It didn't necessarily do that well. Like I guess if you include the CD, which some of these games are TurboGrafx CD games, which is awesome, right? They're just in here. I was a little worried if they wouldn't have things like Rondo of Blood, but Rondo of Blood's in here, so...
Yeah, but not only they have the Japanese, they have the American version and the Japanese version on here of some games.
Right. So some of them weren't American releases. some games they didn't translate. So what happens? You're just going to get the Japanese version?
Yeah.
I have questions. How am I going to play Snatcher if it's not translated?
If it's the Japanese version, just Google Translate it.
Yeah, just they have that app where you can just hold it up and it'll automatically translate.
Come on,
the
you
words.
want to play Chu Man Fu?
Chu Man Fu. I mean, most of these games I think will be fine because most of them are
J and Jeff. JJ and Jeff
is
I
fine.
want to play that.
Yeah.
Come on, Alien Crush, Victory Run,
Right.
R-Type, of course. Yeah, I have
Right.
R-Type.
Right.
Power Golf. Didn't even know they made a golf game or TurboGrafx 16.
Yeah.
Bonks Revenge. Of course.
Bonks and Bonks Revenge. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have Bonk 3. They do have the first two though, which is awesome.
New Adventure Island.
Mm-hmm.
Then finally, in like our PC Japanese games, we got Rondo of Blood, Fantasy Zone, Ninja Gaiden. It's called Ninja Ryu Kinden.
Yeah, I didn't know they had a Ninja Gaiden for the graphics. 16.
Super Darius, right?
Another awesome shooter.
And the Kung Fu, which was China Warrior. Terrible game.
Oh, you own that game.
I own that game.
I remember
terrible.
when you bought it. Yeah,
terrible
yeah.
game. And Bomberman Panic Bomber, and Bomberman 94. I didn't even know Bomberman 94 came out. Well, maybe on a PC Engine because the TurboGrafx 16 was shot by the time 94 came out.
Yeah, I think it came out. It came out a little bit before the Genesis, I think, and then. Yeah, then they had like the CD add-on was a thing, which you could get, TurboGrafx CD, or the PC Engine CD, I guess, in Japan.
They try to make that thing, but the PC, the TurboGrafx CD doesn't hold up well, just like the Jaguar CD doesn't hold up well.
Right. Yeah,
they were made cheap. They were made cheap, just like the Sega CD.
The Sega CD was the same thing. The lasers go, the bands go. They're kind of hard to. They're a little expensive to repair.
I'm still getting this.
Yeah.
I was
going to ask. I was going to ask if you were getting. It was more of a formality. I know you're going to pick it up. I think I'm going to get it as well. Just because,
Well, I'm getting the Genesis Mini. September is crazy because I get the Genesis Mini. I got to get the Switch Lite. I gotta get Tetris 99, Link's Adventure. I mean, come on.
So basically, you're going to take out a second mortgage on your house to end up paying.
A third
mortgage on the house to end up paying for.
No. You know what? Yeah, just a second because I need the third to get the Switch Pro, PS5, and the Prime Xbox.
There you go.
In 2020.
There you go. See, you're thinking about things, Dan, like a regular grown man gamer. All right. So that about does it, folks. Episode 176 in the books. Before we go out, just want to remind folks that we have a July contest going on. One copy of Mario Maker 2 for the Switch. Please head over to our Twitter for contest entry and details. If you want to interact with us, and we know that you do, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Rated G for Gamers. So, please listen, like, rate, review, and subscribe. And as always,
keep gaming.